So I'm doing my typical death scrolling through Instagram, and I see a guy in pajama pants and house shoes holding a Galil rifle, confronting two dudes in the street like it's nothing. One laid out on the ground and the other one's trying to sweet talk his way out of it. Watch this shit.
Why do you steal it? Why do you steal the car then? Why? Why do you steal the car? There's no need to steal the car, my brother. And you are working. You are not working. No, you're not working. Don't look at the bench.
Okay, don't move. Why are you moving?
No, he can move. He can come to me. You will never get this record. You will see your ass with me.
Okay, Brotman, we steal cars. That's what we do.
You see, this is what happens when thieves run into the wrong person on the wrong day. A dude in pajamas holding a Galil with zero tolerance for bullshit. And listen to the way this guy talks. This ain't some desperate dude stealing bread to survive. This is a grown-ass man treating car theft like it's a damn job interview. Why do you steal? Because I do. Like it's normal. There's a certain type of criminal who's not doing this out of need. They're doing it because they don't give a damn. They don't respect you, your life, or your property. And when that's the case, I've got zero compassion for what happens next. Now, this guy didn't shoot him, but I'll be honest with you. If he had, I'd kind of sort of get it. I'm not saying I would have done it myself. I'm not advocating for people to do that, but I wouldn't be marching in the streets for this dude either. Because when you choose to steal, when you choose to victimize people, you don't get to be shocked if someone decides not to be your victim. All right, now, tactically speaking, let's look at the dude in the clip. You see, the guy confronting the thief is holding a Galil in one hand, and he's holding it one-handed. That's a heavy rifle. He's been out there long enough to get tired. So now he's holding it down low, one hand, talking, gesturing, so forth and so on. Meanwhile, the thief, he's standing there, then slowly starts blading his stance. That's not innocent. That's not surrendering. That's sizing up. That's, can I close the distance? And then snatch your rifle. And here's the thing, he almost could have. People underestimate how fast someone can close that gap. There are studies showing how a guy with a knife can close 21 feet before you can even draw and shoot. Even if you do shoot them, that doesn't mean they're going down immediately and can't inflict damage. You get into a wrestling match over a rifle like that, and now the weapon's in play for both people. And that's the real takeaway. This guy held it down, sure. But if that thief had made a move, he could have gotten that rifle, and then what? Personally, I'd have made that dude back up 10, 15, 20 feet at least. Or better yet, had him get on the ground like the other guy back there. Because if someone's willing to steal from you, you don't know what else they're capable of. And it might have actually been smarter maybe to have a pistol in the situation, just from a maneuverability standpoint. He could have kept both hands on the gun if he needed to, or kept one hand on the gun, stayed mobile, controlled the situation just a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I love rifles. 90% of the times I want to go to rifles. But in a close-up dynamic situation like this, I don't know, a handgun might have probably made more sense. Now, as I further watched the video, I did notice that in the shadow behind the thief, there was actually a guy holding a rifle to him as well. So it begs the question why this guy even thought he might have sort of kind of been able to kind of get to that other rifle without being shot afterward. Now, let's be clear, this man didn't kill anyone. He didn't shoot, but we need to talk about why that matters, because this is where the legal side comes in. And depending on where you live, it changes everything. Let's say this happened in the US. Are you legally justified in running out of your house with a gun, confronting someone stealing your car? It depends. Where I live in Texas, yeah, you probably could, especially at night if that property is considered under certain classifications like a habitation, or if you reasonably believe the person poses a threat. But that's not true everywhere. In other states, you pull a gun on someone stealing your car and the prosecutor is gonna say you escalated the situation, that they were just stealing property and you turned it into a life or death situation. And even if the law's technically on your side, you could still get charged. You could still get dragged through the legal system, spend tens of thousands of dollars defending yourself. Why? Because the DA thinks they can make a political point out of you. This is why you need to know your self-defense laws in your state. And you can easily do this by Googling, can I use deadly force to defend property in this particular state? Can I threaten someone with a gun to stop them from stealing in this particular state? What does justified use of force mean in this particular state? That'll give you more clarity than anything else in these types of situations. But this is why USCCA continues to be a sponsor of my channel. because I believe it's incredibly important. And honestly, I don't even think it's suggestive anymore. I think it's a no-brainer. If you own a gun for self-defense, you need some type of legal protection. And I'm talking about the kind of protection you get with a USCCA membership. Because if you ever find yourself in a self-defense shooting, all you have to do is call. Don't say shit, just call. And immediately you've got people working to make sure you're protected legally. You're not sitting there wondering, how much is this going to cost me? Can I afford an attorney? Am I about to get railroaded by the system? Because the truth is, we have this sanctimonious idea about how our legal system works, but it doesn't work that way. The more money you have, the better your chances of going free, period. That's just the way the legal system in this country works. Prosecutors have the police, detectives, investigators, and expert witnesses, all paid for by the state. You better have something or someone that levels the playing field. And that's what a USCCA membership does. Now, USCCA isn't the only game in town. There are other organizations that do similar things. I just go with USCCA because I believe they are the most comprehensive, both legally, training, informational, you name it. Not only in defending you legally, but in helping you to avoid these situations in the first place. They provide you the information, the training, the mindset, everything you need to be a responsible and prepared gun owner. So if you want to learn more about a USCCA membership, I'm putting a link in the description section of this video. And if USCCA, for whatever reason, is not for you, cool. There are other organizations out there who do something similar to what USCCA is doing. And I would rather you go with them than to go with nothing. Because the last thing you want is to find yourself in a self-defense situation and realize, shit, I have no one in my corner. And I regret it. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.